So before I begin, I'm going to be basically modifying the socket in order to fit an LGA 771 chip onto a LGA 775 chip. Now this is usually done because the specific Xeons that I bought are very cheap, so you can make it not a great rig, but a decent rig to just do basic web browsing, I'd say. It's not much of a gaming anymore. Um, this was more popular back in like 2012, 2013. People would do a 771 Intel socket to 775, or well, vice versa. It would be a 775 socket, and they'd modify it to be a 771 socket. This way you could fit specific 771 CPUs in it. Now, when I do this, I'm going to show you all the tools I use, and as well, I got the motherboard. The chip came in. With this, you need the chip. You're going to need thermal paste. You also need there's a sticker for this. It's a 775. Well, the sticker is a 771 to a 775 conversion sticker for the CPU itself. Now this, I believe it's a Xeon E5440. Now be aware, if you do this modification and you mess it up, again, just be very careful. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm just saying this is how I do it. This modification, it might go wrong, it might go well. We'll see. There's a chance that the motherboard itself doesn't even recognize the chip at all, because it is a 775 board, and we're going to be putting a 771 CPU in it, so it might not recognize it at all. In this case, what we would have to do is we'd have to put the coding, we'd have to copy and paste codes onto the actual computer. So this could be a little difficult. I'm probably not going to go this far. I got this motherboard for $20, and with a bunch of other stuff too. The LGA 775 motherboards go really cheap right now, so if you're looking to just start a build, you could start with the 775 and then work your way up on into something newer. This is just like 2008, 2009, 2010. That could play like really esport titles is what I would play. That's about it. But yes, I'm going to be showing you how well, it is simple, but really you're going to want like a magnifying glass to really get in there and do these cuts. There's just two little tabs. It's the only thing not allowing you to put this Xeon chip in there. So what I would do, I have a heated solder gun. It also does an X-Acto knife extension on it, so it heats up the extension as well. So basically it's going to cut the plastic with the X-Acto knife, but also it's going to be cutting it with the heater, so it works out even better. Normally people just use the X-Acto knife. It takes a little while. The heater will heat right through the plastic tabs that we have to cut off. It's really simple. Again, this chip is probably like $10, $15 for the X5460 Xeon chip. So this is why people do it. It's a quad core. Let me check up the specs real quick. Okay. So the model I actually bought was a perfect. Okay. Here we go. I'm back. So this is I'm wrong, not a X5460. It's a E5440. Alright, this is on the LGA 771. It's a quad core 2.8 gigahertz. I got a 2-pack for $25. So, yeah, this is what we're going to be putting in. We're also going to need the sticker as well. We're going to need some thermal paste, and I have the one tool. I'll show you exactly what I do. It depends. I might be testing the system. I might not even put it together. It's an awkwardly sized board. It's very large, but I'll show you how it's done. Let's get right to it. Alright, so let me explain exactly what we have here. Okay, so here is, let's see, this is our soldering pen. Oop, I shouldn't touch that. Alright, this is our soldering pen. It also has the X-Acto knife at the end, you see there. This is going to cut right through the plastic bit that we have to cut off to get this in. Alright, so here's our chip that we're going to be putting in. This is an E5440, like I said. Alright. Alright, so here's our chip here. Alright. So I gotta show you this. I don't know if you can see it. It's gonna be very hard to tell. Oh, actually it's pretty clear. You see right here, there's a sticker, a little sticker you gotta put on there. There's 2 solder points on that sticker that it comes with. You pay like $4 or $5 for it, for a pack, 2-pack or however. You place that exactly where they tell you to place it. Be sure it's in the correct area, of course. See, just to be sure if you can see it. It's a bit of a pain. It takes a couple tries. Again, if you're going to do this, make sure you have a couple of these little stickers right here. Make sure you have a few of them in case you make a mistake. What is it? I used a set of tweezers, held onto it, and placed it with the set of tweezers, just like that. Alright, so this is going to be, this might take a little while. I'll show you. Alright, so here we go. So you're going to lift this tab, get this other chip out. Usually there'd be a heat sink right here. You pull that heat sink off. Hopefully you can see a little bit of what I'm doing. Okay, so I'll show you exactly what the problem is. Okay. So this here, the clean one, is a Q8200. Can't really tell. This one is an E5440. But if you see the tabs on the Q84 on top, the tabs on the E5440 are on the side. See? So what some people do, I think some people will actually physically cut a tab right here. See, I probably tried, but some people file a tab out right here. I don't like to do that. It's probably safer to do that. You can get one on eBay already cut, which is the best bet. If you want to spend $25, they have one already cut, already modded on eBay, so you can get the top tabs cut however you need. This way you don't have to mess with the board at all. But these boards are a dime a dozen, so if I mess this up, well, it's a spare board, so I'm not really using it. Again, I have nothing to put this in. It's going to be extra. I just want to show you guys what I would do, and see how this goes. Okay, you can kind of see it. Alright. Again, I'm not using a grounding strap. I should. You should always use a grounding strap. Okay, so what we have to cut is going to be let me just double check. Okay, so what we have to cut Yep. Those are the ones. Sorry about that. Alright, so what we're going to be cutting is this one. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little plastic tab right here. And then the plastic tab here. Here's going to be the hard one. You have to really concentrate on this one when I cut it. This one, no big deal. There's nothing around it. So, you gotta see you really want the, you just gotta love the heated X-Acto knife. This is what you need. You can go with a regular X-Acto knife, but you can see, yeah, I'm gonna have a little bit of issues, but this thing's gonna cut through it like butter. Whether I mess it up here, we'll see. We'll see. It's gonna take a few cuts. I'm probably gonna cut out a few sections, and basically this is what you do though. Gotta be real careful. Do not bend the pins. If you bend a pin, it probably won't boot up, or there's gonna be an issue. See right here, we're close. Gotta be careful, stuff like that. Alright, so I'm gonna cut it right here. Alright, so now, as you can tell, our E5440 is in place. Let me show you. Okay. So it's gonna be hard to see, but I'll try to get a view on it. Alright, so I don't know if you can tell, but if you see here, this is where I cut. There was a little tab here. Alright, and there's a tab right here. So both of these were cut in order to fit this E5440. So, here we go. I'll show you placing it. Again, like I said, the tabs would be right here and right here, where my fingers are. So there's no tabs there. So now we're gonna place that in. Fits. That's the main thing. We figure out if it fits, and then from there we'd want to boot it up, see if it boots. If it doesn't boot, we'd have to put in the other chip. We'd have to add the coating to the BIOS. We'd have to come back, try the chip again. And if it doesn't work at that point with the coating added, there just may be no support for it. So just be wary. It may not be supported at all. This is a fairly newer board for the 775, so it probably has support, I'm sure. Alright, so here we are just with a recap. Again, if you're going to do this modification, I'm not liable for anything that is broken by any means. Anything you break is on you. So we got as you can tell, we cut the tabs off. The chip fit right in, and that's the main thing. Without those tabs, you're good to go. You're able to fit it in. Now it's just a matter of booting it up. Again, this is a very cheap and easy modification. If you want to make a real cheap rig right now that it's pretty hard making a rig, especially with the amount of money everything is. This is one of the cheapest ways you could do it. The board was 20 bucks. The chip was like 15, I think. You can get the chip modded for 25, so it would be 45 altogether without having to do that modification at all. You won't even have to worry. But now you could fit any 771 socket in there. It's just a matter of, does the board support it? If it doesn't, no big deal. You go back to your old chip that was already in it. The 775 boards are very easy to find, very easy to pick up. Hopefully you can get something good out of this. Just be careful if you are using a soldering pen with the X-Acto knife. extension, we'll just use it as a soldering pen, and just be careful, don't burn yourself. Um, when you're working with motherboards, you should have a grounding strap on at all times. So just be careful. Anything you break is on you. Hopefully, hopefully eventually I can get around to putting it in a build and making something out of it. It'd be pretty cool. It's got the board's got overclockability, so there's a lot to do. A lot of interesting things we could do with this. Alright, and thank you again for watching. Hopefully this helped. I feel like it's going to help me in the future, because I said a few things that definitely would have helped me back then when I was looking into doing this mod. So, like I said, the mod's not as common as it was, or as it would have been in 2012. 2012 it probably would have been very popular because it was 4 years old. Now this is an 8-year-old, 10-year-old motherboard is old. There's not much you can do with it but esports. But anyways, thanks again for watching. Subscribe, like the videos. If you have anything you're interested in learning that I could teach, I do a lot of this, a lot of computer stuff. I like to work on computers a lot, and I tend to find parts for like nearly free, depending on what it is. A lot of I've built like computers, computer builds, of course, part by part. I'd buy the parts, put them together. If you guys want to see that, I'm glad. I mean, I'd have to take a day or two in order to make something like this, but I'm glad to make something like that because I got a computer downstairs. Literally, I found it in the trash, I'm pretty sure, and then with that motherboard that I spent $20 on, I got a power supplies, I got a graphics card, I got all this other stuff. The guy was very, very nice. He didn't need the stuff. It was older stuff, but everything's good when it comes to computer parts. Even so, now building it, it's a Q9200 with a GTX 460 from my buddy, 4 gigabytes of RAM, terabyte hard drive space. It's nothing crazy, but it'll do the job. If he wants to play if he wants to play Rocket League, he could play with us. Not the best playing computer, but I basically got it for little to nothing. I put it all together. I found it in the trash, and sometimes you just get lucky. But the computer probably would have been worth probably about like $50, $60 maybe altogether. I put $30 into it. That's all it needed, and that's it. But thank you for watching. Like I said, if you're interested in any of this, let me know in the comments, and like and subscribe.